Hi friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Caleb Ondieki. Today I'm going to speak about the Sabbath and I'm going to address the first question, what is Sabbath? And I'm going to base all my reference and research and all my presentation from the Holy Scriptures. So what is Sabbath? Sabbath is a day. It's a seventh day rest. A rest that is observed on the seventh day of the week. That is Sabbath. So, which is the first place that we see rest or Sabbath in the Bible? It's Genesis chapter 2 verse 2. That's the first place where we meet the Sabbath or the seventh day rest. Here God rested after creating the world in 6 literal days. He rested on the seventh day. So it's God who began the Sabbath. It's not man, it's not people. The same God who began the Sabbath is the same God we are serving up to date. God does not change. The same God that was there, the same God who created the world is the same God who created the Sabbath. And He is the same God we are serving up to date. So, the misconception that very many people say and put us into confusion that the Sabbath was brought by the Jews, the Sabbath was brought by so and so, the Sabbath belonged to the Jews. That's false. That's completely a lie. The Sabbath was brought by God. In Genesis chapter 2 verse 2, we don't see Jews there. We only see God and Adam and Eve and the creatures that were created. It says that, and God finished his work in 6 days and he rested on the seventh day. We are not told that there were Jews there. Jews came afterward. So the Sabbath was there even before the existence of Jews. So the Sabbath was not for the Jews. It was made for the whole mankind, for everyone, for every people. It was begun by God himself. So take point of that very seriously. The Sabbath was begun by God, not by people. Point number one is that the Sabbath is a holy day. It's a sanctified day. So there's only one day that is sanctified. Of all the 7 days of the week, there's only one day that was sanctified. And it was made holy by God himself. I'm not saying that you don't worship God in these other 6 days. What I'm saying is that the day that was meant holy by God to be rested upon, to be worshipped, for him to be worshipped, it's the seventh day. You can still worship God in these other days. But God says, you shall work in 6 days, but on the seventh day, it's a holy day. Rest therefore in it. We find that in Exodus chapter 20 verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days thou shalt work. So you shall work in 6 days, but on the seventh day it's a holiday. You shall not engage in business activities in that day. The normal works of the week, thou shalt not engage in them in the Sabbath day. That's the sanctity of the Sabbath. So the Sabbath is a sanctified day. It's a holy day. That's point number one. Point number two. The Sabbath is a sign between the created and the Creator. What identifies us with God? It's the fact that we were created by Him. And what shows that? It's the Sabbath. The Sabbath is a sign to that identifies us with God. We also find that in Genesis chapter 2, verse 2. After creating us, after creating mankind, He rested on the seventh day. So we are made His creatures by the fact that He is our creator. He is our creator. And the Sabbath links us to Him. The Sabbath links us to God. That's point number 2. Point number 3. It's a day of rest. Sabbath is a day of rest. We were given that day by God to rest in that day. So those are the 3 major points about what is Sabbath. Take that home. Take those scriptures. In my next episode, I'm going to speak about which is the Sabbath day, which is this day that is made holy. Is it Monday? Is it Tuesday? Is it Sunday? Is it Friday? Is it Saturday? We are going to tackle that, and we are going to see which is the 7th day that was made holy by God. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye.